Hi, I am Dr. Amitabh Banerjee. I am an epidemiologist with more than 30 years experience in the Indian Armed Forces. Presently, I am a professor in D.Y. Patil Medical College. Today, we will be discussing two things, that is herd immunity and innate immunity. Herd immunity is when large number of people in a population, large percentage of people, they develop immunity to a infection like the coronavirus or any other virus, and this can be by two methods, either by recovering from natural infection or by vaccination. Vaccine is produced by a modified virus or a part of a virus, and it mimics a natural infection by injecting a modified virus or part of a virus in the body, and the antibodies are produced both when a person gets naturally infected and when a vaccine is injected, which fights the infection further. And they are indicated by antibodies in the blood. And even after the antibodies comes down, they are the immune system, that is the bone marrow, spleen, and lymph glands. They have the memory cells and the T cells, which can fight an infection even after the antibodies have gone down. So the antibody level may not coincide with immunity. It is just a marker that the person has experienced either the natural infection or has taken the vaccine. And there are studies from Israel show that natural infection, that is, gives 13 to 27 times more strong immunity than vaccine-induced immunity, which is natural, common sense also, because the natural virus is the whole virus, a live virus, which is in the in our body for 15 days if we get infected. That naturally will stimulate a stronger antibody response and immune response. Whereas vaccine, first dose you give, that is maybe part of the spike protein or modified virus. It's not the whole virus. And then you give another dose after a few months, another booster after a few months, whereas a natural virus remains in the body for 15 days. So therefore, a person who has recovered from a natural infection, got natural immunity, there is no scientific reason or justification when that person has 13 to 27 times stronger immunity than vaccine induced. And vaccine, we don't know, it may be cost wise and also very rare instances of side effects. So that is one thing. Now, particularly another important thing is the innate immunity. This is very important for young people, children and young people. Innate immunity is immunity. Unlike the herd immunity or the vaccine-induced immunity, this is an immunity in a person who has neither been vaccinated or neither has faced the infection. Still, that person has got certain immunity given by nature, particularly young people. Against the coronavirus, there are three mechanisms of innate immunity in a child. First is the the child has got very inadequate ACE2 receptors. So the virus does not have a place to latch on, because virus latches onto the ACE2 receptors. So the viral load is very less in children. Second is they have a very strong thymus gland, large thymus gland, which produces the T cells and immune cells. So it helps in immunity, the thymus glands. As the person grows older, it becomes smaller and atrophies. And thirdly, they have got a high melatonin level, children and young. So that these three things gives a very strong immunity, innate immunity to a child. So the child is, they have done surveys in September in Delhi. They found children below 18 years. Last year in September, they found children have got more than 80% children have got antibodies. That means they have encountered the infection, and that time vaccine was not authorized for children. So all these they have already encountered. 80% of children in our country have already encountered the natural infection. So there is no point, there is no extra benefit to giving a vaccine to a child, because they have. And secondly, even if the 10-20% children have not experienced, they have already got the innate immunity. And we don't know the long-term adverse effects of vaccine, and short-term also rarely one in there have been reports that if you give 1 million doses of vaccine, there may be 10-12 instances of side effects, like whereas the mortality in children is 1 in million or 2 in million, that too in a child who has got some comorbidity. So a healthy child, the mortality from COVID is almost negligible, and because of the innate immunity, and in our country because of the natural immunity from infection they have recovered. So these are some of the basic things I wanted to discuss today. Thank you.